Hi, my name's Liam and I work at Derbyshire Autism Services, and today I want to talk about something that's really important: mental health, because today is World Mental Health Day. I absolutely love my job and what I do at the charity, from marketing, training and development of projects through to advising on ICT, taking phone calls and speaking with people, and some administrative tasks too. Oh, and it's really worth pointing out that I'm autistic, because I want to talk about autism and mental health today. Autism in and of itself, as you may know, is not a mental health illness. But there are certainly many challenges that it presents to the mind. And I also want to talk about comorbid conditions because so many of us have them, comorbid mental health conditions, that is. Having had a number of pretty hard-hitting jobs and some very stressful life situations prior to my diagnosis as an adult at the age of 29. I was first treated for anxiety and depression. Now, these conditions stay with me to this day, but I want to talk to you about how I help control them. So, how I help to help myself. So, the theme this year for World Mental Health Day is prioritising mental health due to the ongoing pandemic. What better time is there to make sure that we are doing mentally well? You know, we need to take care of our minds just as we do our bodies. So at Derbyshire Autism Services, we stand with Mind in their hashtag Do One Thing campaign. You can find out more information relating to this on the links below. Now, some of you may have noticed the infographic also below on our page a few weeks ago. Now, that's something that I developed. As an expert by experience with autism, I know how to kind of control my stress. We all get stressed. Some people get more stressed than others. That's a fact of life. But for those of us who do get stressed, more so than others, we can put in place coping strategies to make sure that the stress does not turn into anxiety or minimise its impact at the very least. So one of the things I do is I try to get enough sleep. Getting restful sleep is key to stress control. We know how difficult this can be for autistic people, getting enough sleep. But setting a bedtime routine, turning off electronic devices 1 hour before sleep, and ensuring no caffeine is consumed after midday can help. For more information about that, search Sleep Hygiene NHS in your browser. Take breaks and time out. It doesn't matter whether you work, volunteer, or are in receipt of welfare. It's crucially important that you take breaks from any stressful situation. We recommend at least 5 minutes per 60 minutes of activity. And for more information about doing this in the workplace, search reasonable adjustments for autism. Put your needs first. You need to make sure that your boundaries are firm, and you need to make sure when it is appropriate for you to say no. For more advice on that, search stress and boundaries. Find help in grounding techniques and mindfulness. We've found that mindfulness can be very helpful. For more information on that, search mindfulness and grounding techniques. My own experience of mindfulness, there are a range of apps from Budify to Headspace, but then there are also free versions of mindfulness out there too that you can get on YouTube. And I don't particularly recommend one over the other or anything like that. That's for you to discover. And also focus on positive things. There's a concept in psychology in which you can actually rewire your mind to find positives in negative situations and to become more positive in general. So for more information about that, search finding positives in negatives and positivity. Now, as for depression, keeping myself open to learning new things about my autistic interests, which include economics, current affairs, technology and psychology, mean that I am kept stimulated. Routine is also key in my experience. When a routine changes, it can be very difficult for people with autism. One recent example was when we at Derbyshire Autism Services had to take the decision to close our office due to the pandemic. That didn't mean that we stopped supporting people, because we didn't. But I suddenly found myself working from home, and it took a fair number of weeks to get used to that. So now I make sure I go out at lunchtime every day to stretch my legs and to get some air. And given that I live alone, I reach out to friends and family. My friends come to see me and I go to see them. We speak over Zoom and Facebook chat. We have just as deep and stimulating conversations over these mediums as when we see each other face to face. Now, it is really important that that does not replace face-to-face interaction as we come out of the pandemic, because there are differences. If you're into gaming, I'm not, but perhaps you've found yourself gaming more. But if you're very low, perhaps you don't know what to do at all. So here are a few ideas. Try to connect with people. Trust me, I really do know how hard that is. But just by thanking someone or talking to them on the phone if you can, perhaps put some time aside to find out how someone really is doing and things like that. You can talk to specific people and or general. You can talk with anyone, and your own limitations in this respect. And of course, since autistic people are all different, we don't necessarily share this problem universally. Exercise is key to mental health, so go out for a walk if you can, take the stairs if you can instead of the lift, stretch, build things into your routine. Take note of the present. Notice the change in seasons. Get a plant. I've got one. In fact, it's named Will, after the friend who bought it for me. Have a clear out of clutter. I know that my flat could certainly do with one of those. Take time to notice what's around you and try to appreciate it if you can. I know that sensory problems can make this incredibly difficult, so I'm not going to lecture you about that too much. Learn new things. Take time to study something you've always wanted to find out more about. if you can, take up formal learning opportunities. Give. Do something nice for a friend. Thank someone for something they've done for you, whether it be recently or, I don't know, last year. Smile. Right. There's actually a study in psychology which demonstrates that if you put a pencil in your mouth, and I don't recommend doing this, it forces you to smile. I would demonstrate it, but I can't right now find a pen. But honestly, forcing yourself to smile is very effective. It is for me anyway. It makes me feel happier. And of course, laugh. You know, comedy is so great at being able to stimulate the natural stress-busting hormones and dopamine. All of this and more is available on the resources that we've posted underneath this video. And finally, at Derbyshire Autism Services, we are continually responding to the needs of those who we serve. We've not stopped our support offer throughout the pandemic and have adapted to COVID-19 with new ways of working. We continue to reshape our services based on what you have said that you need, and please keep telling us what you would like to see us do. If you'd like to make a video about how you cope too, please get in touch, and we will certainly have a look at it and see whether we can put that up on our Facebook. And I wish you all a very good World Mental Health Day and just generally a good weekend. Take care, Liam.